Hi everyone, and welcome to another Mighty Genko tutorial. This is me, Zero, your instructor for this lesson. Now I may sound a little defeated, and it's totally not because I already did this tutorial. It was 20 minutes long and perfect. Everything went fine, there was no stuttering, no nothing. And then I'll go back to play and find that the mic was muted. So now I gotta do it again. I'm a little upset. Okay, I can't be putting my sadness down on your tutorial and me on the crap. Alright, here we go. Hi everyone, and welcome to another Mighty Genko tutorial. My name is Zero, and I'll be your instructor today. So for this video, we are going to be taking a look at Sekiro and its animations. We're going to be extracting those animations from Sekiro and putting them inside of Blender so that we can retarget it to other projects. Now I know there are a number of ways to doing this. One of them is using 3D Max and some other 3D Max plugins. But as you know, we are a Blender family in this channel, so I don't have any interest in doing that. Plus, the person who asked me to do this also asked if it can be done in Blender instead of 3D Max because they don't want to pay for it. So, you know, that's it. So I got a few things to say before we actually dive into the tutorial, and I apologize for the long intro, but I want to get you all on the same page. That way we don't have any kind of, why didn't she say that before I watch this 20-minute video feelings. So, first things first, I'm going to assume that you already know how to decompress, unpack your Sekiro game using UMX. I did it, but I did it a while ago. I got stuck and frustrated, and then I just kind of blanked this whole Sekiro out of my mind. It was just there, and I don't know what I did, and I don't feel like redoing it again because I remember that it took too long for it to unpack, and I'm going to wander off and start something else and then forget what steps I took and or lose interest in doing it. So to save that and actually get this tutorial done, I'm going to hope that you guys can just look that up and see how to unpack it, or you already have it unpacked and you just want to know what to do next. Okay, that also being said, with this Blender version, there is a kind of lack in root bone translation, which means it really doesn't move forward or anything. It does go up and down, but it doesn't move forward or anything else. We do have somebody, I did ask a friend of mine to look into this. No promises on whether or not it will ever be fixed, but I just want to let you guys know that that is a hurdle that's going to happen when you use this process. Now, I heard that it doesn't happen inside of the 3D Max version, but again, this is just an alternative, a Blender one, if you don't care about that and you just want them animations in Blender. So, that's pretty much what this is. Also, the last part, the major thing that we're going to be using, the Dark Souls 4 program, I'm using an early access Patreon program, which means that you do have to pay for it. Now, I know that kind of goes against what we're about here at the Mighty Genko. I usually just give you guys programs that I use inside of my tutorials, but it's only $5, and the creator is actually really nice. I hung out in their Discord, and for the most part, they were really nice, and we bonded over cat pictures. So I feel really bad taking money away from them when, you know, they actually are working to keep this thing alive. So, you know, they're not like Avastar people. They're not jerks. If they were jerks, then I would have given it to you. But these are pretty good people. So, you know, give them support. And, you know, just pick up the program. I'm not sure if it's going to be released, if it's going to be released and when it's going to be released. But if you want to get this thing done now, it's only $5. I totally recommend picking it up. Whew, that should be it. And I think something else is I'm supposed to say. Oh, also, if you watched my Bloodborne tutorial, this is pretty much the same process. If you have the tools from that, then you pretty much got everything. And if not, everything is inside of the project folder that you'll need, and you can just download and, you know, do what you need to do. So yeah, that's everything. Sorry it took so long, but I had to get all that stuff out so that we're all on the same page, because, you know, like I said, you don't want to sit here and watch me and then I say something late into the video and you're like, damn it, I could have just watched something else. Okay, so we're at the 5-minute mark, and I haven't talked a damn thing about the tutorial, so we're gonna change that and start tutorialing. Are you ready? Let's go! Okay, The first thing you're going to need to do is to navigate to your Sekiro folder. Now this is going to be your Steam folder where you have it saved. I don't know where it is onto the C drive because after downloading Elden Ring and Sekiro and Street Fighter and Resident Evil and everything else, I kind of ran out of data fast. So I had to move everything to my external hard drive, but I'm sure that if you already unpacked it, then you already know where it is. So I'm going to just skip over there, and we're here in our Sekiro folder. And once you unpack it, you will have these folders that are here. The folder we're going to be working with the most is the CHR folder, and that is what we're going to open up now. So let's just push this to the side and open up the secondary program, well, the first program that we're going to use in this long journey, and that is our Dark Souls Studio. Actually, I need to close this and open it back up. Pretend you didn't see that. Okay, so you get this message when you come up. It's this here, really nice stuff, and we're going to hit OK. So now that we have our Dark Souls Animation Studio open, I'm using version 4.4.2, 4.4.2, beta, Patreon backer early edition. That's a mouthful. And once we have that open, we are going to go to File, and then Open, and we're going to navigate to our Sekiro character folder, which is CHR short for. And this folder, by the way, has all of the animations and the models and all the fight data, all that jazz is all inside this character folder. So that's why it's important that we extract it and go right to it. So just copy the address from the top bar, hit cut, and then go over to here, hit cut, and then paste, and then you're here. Now, the files that we need to look at are our Dcx files. These are the files that are important. Now, somebody has already compiled a list as to what these numbers mean, what character is what, but I was using one that I liked, and I'm going to see if I can find her again. Don't really know. I'm just going to pick this one. And then hit no, because I don't want to load in a different model for reskins or whatever. Some of them have animations and stuff inside there, some of them don't, and then they don't, they'll let you know. I found another monk again. No, that's not a monk. I didn't actually play Sekiro. I just watched my husband play, listen to him play. You can hear him in a couple videos playing. So I think this is an NPC. Ah! Sorry, I didn't expect that. So yeah, so once we have all the guys here, these are the animations. You don't have to go through every single last one of them, but if you are interested in how they work or what they look like, you can go ahead and play with them. Now, in previous versions of this program, you were instructed to go into the tools section here and then downgrade all of the animations because the format they were in, the version of Havoc, wasn't compatible with Jack Diddley Squat, just like it was with Bloodborne. However, with this new upgrade, and why I said it's worth the $5, you don't have to do that anymore. It is automatically done when you open up the file. So it saves you a lot of time and not having to downgrade all of the animations because it does it for every file for you. Also, one of the things that this program does now is they have an export skeleton and animations feature, and that is exactly what we are going to click so that we can export all of these animations. So from the top, you're going to go here to where it says tools, click on it, and then push export skeleton and animations. Okay, sorry about that. So once we're here and we have our folder, once we have opened up our export skeletons and animations, we are greeted here with this menu. This will allow us to export everything in the proper formats we need to make stuff go. First thing we're going to need to do is create a project folder for everything to save. Select browse and then go to something easily accessible like your desktop and create a new folder. I'm going to create monk because that's what this person is, I think. And we're just going to hit save. Next, we have another menu where it says export as file type, and it gives us 3 file types for us to export to. The first one is Havoc 2010.2 and XML for general purposes. This will export the animations out into a .xml file that Havoc can read. starting at a Havoc 2010. So basically a general Havoc file for you to read. The second one is a PEC file, which is in more of the format of Dark Souls 1, and it will export as a .hkx file for you to import into Havoc if that's what you like. Now, the third one, I haven't tried it because I don't have Havoc 2016. I only have Havoc 2014, so I didn't export it out because really there's no point in me doing so. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to stick with the general purpose one because it seems like that would be the best one to work with because it could work with other Havoc Cs, I guess. So that's the one that I used. It worked, and so I'm instructing you to do the same thing. Down below is stuff that we can and cannot, we can export if you want to. If you want to export a specific animation and not all of them, you can just click which ones you want and uncheck the ones you don't. Or you could just leave them all checked because maybe you're an animation hoarder like myself and you want all the animations. So let's leave this clicked. The one that you definitely need to have checked is the one that says skeleton.hkx. We need that, you need that, you need that. Make sure that is always checked. So once we got everything that we need settled, we can just start the export by pressing the button that says Start Export. Now, they said that it's a slow process, but actually I think it moves pretty fast given the fact that it's exporting 244 animations. But I suppose when people want things to be like click and dunked, you know, this could be considered slow. So we're just going to wait for it to go. And it's done. Okay, once it's done, all we have to do is just close it and we can get out of here. Although, once again, I totally forgot to mention that this program sometimes has an error when you open it. So I should have mentioned this sooner. That if you were to click on the program and try to run it and it says that you need to have .NET installed on your computer when you know you already have .NET, it's not you, it is the program. It needs a specific version of .NET to run, and I included the link to that one inside of the project folder that you're going to download in the description to follow along with this tutorial. So all you have to do is just go open that link and then download that one, and then you won't have that problem. So I meant to mention that before we did that, but I didn't. I forgot. I'm sorry about that. But, you know, there you go. All right, so we have it here. And we're done with the monk. We're done with this program. If you want to open up some more people and go through it, you can do that. But for right now, we got to keep this tutorial moving and close this window. Alright, so if you have... Oh, well, we're done with the characters thing too. Okay, if you watch my Bloodborne video, you're going to know what's coming up next. We're going to start taking our animations that we just exported and running them through the Havoc the Havoc machine, and start converting it into usable formats. So to do that, we are going to first need to open up our our project folder so we can look at all our stuff and make sure everything's saved. XMLs. Good, everything's saved. Now I like to group everything by type, so that makes it easier for me to navigate around when we have to use this folder again. So just slide it over to the side. Alright, next thing we need to do is open up our Havoc. Now, I can't give the link to Havoc no matter how much I want to, but somebody else is bravely hosting it, and again, the link is inside the project folder, so all you have to do is just open that up and then go there, and then you too can have Havoc. I'm using Havoc 2014, and you know, you can use it for the same thing. If you got a newer one, that's great. Alright, so, now that we are here inside of Havoc, we have to first import our skeleton, because you cannot import an animation without a skeleton because it won't know what to animate. So let's go and open up our skeleton. So to open up our skeleton, we're going to go to File, Open, and then you're going to navigate down until you find your skeleton. And this is our skelly here. Let's zoom in. There he is. And the T. Oh, he's in the A pose. Okay, cool. The last time I did this, the guy was surprisingly in a T pose, and I didn't expect that. So once we have our skeleton in, before you put any animations in, we're going to need to export the skeleton out into a usable format, so like we did with Bloodborne. So you're going to go up to the top, and we're going to select File, Save, and then we're going to change it to XML cross-platform text, and then Browse, and then we're going to name it Skelly. So we know the difference between mine and stuff. So this is our Skelly, and then we're going to change the format down at the bottom to binary HKX files. And then once that happens, we're just going to hit save and then OK. So now that we have our skeleton done, we can start working on our animations. So the next step to do is to go to add. You want to add animations to your skeleton, not open. So add, and then, select the random animation. And you see the guy is here. And now that your animation is loaded in, we can just do the same exact thing and export it out. So to export your animation, you're just going to go to the top again and then go to File, Save, XML Cross-Platform, Browse, Getting Up. Although I feel like that heading out would be better. And we want to make sure that we don't save it as a HKT. You want to save it as a HKX. I keep doing it myself. So, there you go, heading out. And then hit OK. Alright, so now we have that done. We can either go in here and do more animations, or we can close it and go on. So just like I warned you guys inside of the Bloodborne tutorial, when you work with Havoc, you cannot do multiple animations at the same time. If you want to do another animation, you must first remove the current animation before you import another animation. If you try to import another animation while an animation is still animating your skeleton, both animations will play at the same time and will export at the same time as some sort of custom animation. The only way you can get that to not do it is by disabling the animation that you previously had and or removing it from the project altogether. I would say remove it would be better. That way you don't lose track of what animation is what and then mislabel something that's there. Oh, sorry, my armchair is getting squeaky. Gotta start moving this. Gotta fix that. So yeah, that. It's a tedious process, but it's from software. They're known for stuff being hard, so they're going to make you swiping their animations difficult. We gotta work for our theft, as my friend likes to say. Okie doke. So now that we have our animations out, it's time to run it through our conversion program, and then another conversion program, and then we put it inside of Blender. So let's get this thing going and see if we can make it to 20 and under. Alright, so I'm going to close this Havoc because we don't need it. And next step we're going to do is open up our Fallout animation converter, or FAC for short, which I think is very Fallout when you think about it. So inside the Sekiro tutorial folder that I gave you guys, you have F4AK. You're going to open that, and then you're going to open up the H4K, HHK, PEC, UI.exe, really the disk with the duck. And it may give you this error, don't flip out, that just happens. Just click OK and everything will work. So if you guys watched the previous tutorial we did with Bloodborne, you already know how this is going to go down. We just need to first establish our skeleton and then tell the program what animations we want to convert. So let's give it a skeleton by going all the way down here at the bottom where it says skeleton, and then we're going to select browse, and you're going to select the skelly that we exported. And then once that is inside there, we're going to select our animation, click it, and then drag it over into the program like so. And then press Convert HKX to FBX and watch it make its magic. If it crashed, then that means that you put the wrong skeleton inside there, and you need to put the correct skeleton that works with the animation. And that's usually one that you have exported from Havoc yourself and put that inside there. So now that we have our skeleton inside here and our skelly done, you'll see it says program success and done. And then when you look inside your progress folder, your project folder, you will see that there is now an FBX. Now hold on one second, don't get excited and go using that inside of Blender. If you do try to use this inside of Blender or pretty much anything, it's going to say no, because it's a very old version of FBX and it's not supported by any Blender. So we need to convert this into a format that Blender can use. Thus comes in our notices. Notices? I was told how to pronounce it once, and then I had it and then I forgot it. So again, I put it inside of the project folder, the tutorial folder. So all you have to do is just go inside here, select it. You can use the 64-bit one if your computer can take it. If not, just try the other one. Now you're going to go to navigate to our project folder. So we're going to go to File, Open, and then you select your project folder. I'm already here, as per the last tutorial. It was the same name, Monk. So I'm just going to select the FBX, and then when you see, there's your character here. Now this is your guy. It doesn't export any meshes. It just exports the skeleton and the animation, but really that's all we need for this to work. Now, to export it as something that is readable for Blender, we are just going to go right click on it and then hit export. And when you hit export, it's got a bunch of options for you to export stuff out. If we had meshes, it would say what kind of meshes. If we had textures, it would say what kind of textures. And down here is the important one where it says animations. I don't know what default animation is, and I never used it, but I did find that for this project that it's fun to export it as a collada day. Or .dae. I'm from Second Life. We call those days. So we want to use a collada day. You can use a FBX, but I found that when you export as a FBX, the animation plays, but it shrinks down. And if you export it as a SMD, it's just a bunch of sticks. DAE is the closest to this one, so that's the one that I used in my testing, and it's the one that I suggest you use too. So once you select the DAE, we're just going to hit export, and then it says complete, and you'll see that it says heading out. Whatever you name the animation, it will always be out. So once that is out, we can now go into our Blender, which I think I already have open. No, that's my last file. But one of the also good things about using the .dae format is that you don't need any other kind of plugin. Like if you were using SMD, then you need to find the SMD plugin. If you use PSA, you need to find a PSA plugin. DAE is accepted pretty much everywhere, so you can just open it up and use it. So let's open up our collada, find our Monk file, and heading out. And here is our guy. Although it looked prettier in the older version of Blender. I'm not used to this new one. Oh, that's his arms. I'm like, where is this guy? Alright, so let me look at the animation, the dope sheet. It stops at 74, so let's have it stop at 74. 74. Ah, I'm under attack by a cat. Alright, so we have that. And there you go. So now your animation is inside here, and it's all ready for you to retarget to whatever you want to retarget it to. So that's all there is to the tutorial. It wasn't that long or painful, was it? It's actually quite simple. You just got the whole time consuming of extracting all of those, converting all of those, but at least you know how. Okay, that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I hope it helped you out. But I'm trying to get into giving a proper outro. So that's all there is to it. Wasn't hard, was it? I hope this helps you guys with your project, and I hope you're able to create lots of things for this. My ultimate dream is that one day we guys can look at all these animations and create a giant database so that people can just download these, and we can all collect animations and animate everything professionally without professional costs. Ah, that was bad. But anyway, you guys know what I mean. I hope this helps, and I hope you guys help out other people. Good luck and have fun with your projects. Bye.